sustains mentorship.
What began with a handful of women has quickly evolved into a supportive network welcoming both experienced golfers and complete beginners. Golf coach Emmanuel Wekesa has watched the shift happen in real time. More women are taking lessons, earning handicaps, and entering tournaments.
Golf was a sport for men, but so far what I'm seeing, it has really changed. And the impact, it's a good thing because women, they are really playing, they love the sport, because each and every day, at least I get a referral from the different ladies and those who want to start. And I get new ladies, and they are doing very well. And to be honest, I'm happy with them. The progress, they are doing very well so far. Most of them, they have got a handicap. They participate in tournaments, and considering this few years from 2021 and up to now, it's amazing. They're playing, they're enjoying, they're winning.
The movement is already inspiring a younger generation. Through partnership with organizations like Girl Up, girls are being introduced to golf as a pathway to confidence, opportunity, and global exposure.
Invited by Girls Who Golf, Madam Jacqueline, who is like our first now. We're Gala, a UN organization for girls, supporting girls at all. So we were called for the golf clinic, and we were like, why not, sis? We're not that good in golf, so we're here for training and all. And in the near future, with golfing, I hope and wish that to take me like abroad, further my golfing. As golf is not that easy, but okay, there's nothing easy. So you just have an open mind, be ready to learn, and get the best from what you're being given here.
For many of the girls, golf is no longer seen as an impossible sport. It is becoming a space where they can dream bigger.
Jackie is an amazing leader. Working with her is excellent because she has a way of cutting across from dealing with us who are a bit experienced to those who have never really held a club. And what I love most about her is her soft heart for the underprivileged. And that is why for me and her we ride.
At the heart of Girls Who Golf is inclusion. With the seasoned players or first-timers, every woman is encouraged to step forward and take her shot. Across Kenya's fairways, the sound of change is growing louder. With every swing, every lesson, and every new golfer stepping onto the course, these women are reshaping the future of the sport, proving that golf belongs to everyone.
When the pandemic struck, just a few months before the pandemic struck, we had always had plans for television, right? But we now decided, okay, let's start gradually. But that was when pandemic came and we realized that, no, this is not a gradual thing. This is the thing. We needed to make that move into television. And so we began to create contents for Gram Nawura because theater, with the social distancing thing, theater was going to be a challenge for quite a while. And so that was how we moved into television.
The creative force behind a beloved children's entertainment character is multifaceted artist and entrepreneur, Bola. She founded a creative art company with her husband, Patrick, in 2013, a year after leaving her corporate job. Their mission was to raise a new generation of African leaders by blending African art and storytelling with tangible lessons on values and leadership. Their strategy was multifaceted, leveraging stories, music, and drama to educate their young audience. Yet, capturing the children's attention required significant effort. A 2021 UNESCO report shows that while local television series in countries like Nigeria and Cote d'Ivoire have increased, Inter-regional co-productions in Africa are still rare. In contrast, there are often stronger collaborations between some African countries and Europe, driven by subsidies from the latter. Khadija Muhammad, S24 News.
Let's have an honest conversation. In Nigeria, when something goes wrong, we shout, the president has failed. But wait, is it really the president's job? Let's break it down in simple terms. We blame governors for issues that belong to local government, and sometimes we don't even know who is truly responsible. So who does what? From your local councillor to the president of the Federal Republic, what are they truly responsible for? And more importantly, what do citizens expect from them? Let's break it down. At the grassroots level, the councillor represents a ward in the local government. Their role is simple but powerful. Identify community problems, sponsor bylaws, and ensure projects reach their ward. But what do citizens expect? Visible presence, drainage cleared, street light working, primary healthcare functioning, which is not their duty. Next is the local government chairman. Constitutionally, they oversee primary education, primary healthcare, markets, sanitation, and local roads. Citizens expect efficient services, not abandoned projects or unpaid workers. Let's move on to the State House of Assembly members. Their job is lawmaking for the state and oversight of the governor. Citizens expect strong laws that improve daily life and lawmakers who question, not just approve. The governor executes state laws and manages state resources. They control education, state hospitals, infrastructure, and security coordination. Citizens expect development, job opportunities, and security. At the national level, members of the House of Representatives and Senate make federal laws and check the president. Citizens expect national policies that reduce hardship and protect rights. And finally, let's talk about the president, the chief executive of Nigeria. The president implements federal laws, manages national security, oversees the economy, and represents Nigeria globally. Citizens expect stability, economic growth, accountability, and leadership. Here is the gap. While the Constitution clearly outlines responsibilities, citizens often expect all leaders to solve every problem, even those outside their jurisdiction. And on the other hand, some office holders forget that representation is not a title, it is a duty. So here is the real question. Are we asking the right people the right question? Sometimes we blame the wrong office. Sometimes we don't question anyone at all. Democracy works when citizens understand who is responsible for what. When you know their job, you know who to hold accountable. If we understand the rules, we ask better questions. If we ask better questions, we demand better governance. And that is how democracy begins to work.
Do you know that, beggars? When many Nigerians hear the word Almajiri, a familiar image often comes to mind. Young boys walking the city streets with bowls in their hands.
Nigeria's inland waterways are essential to the daily lives of millions. In communities like Unguru in Yobe State, water transport is not a choice, it is a necessity. Yet, these waterways have a long history of deadly accidents. This video tries to examine the recurring risk, the human impact, and what people say must change. On January 3, 2026, a boat carrying more than 30 passengers capsized on the Yobe River while crossing from Adiani in Jigawa State to Garbi in Unguru, Yobe State. State emergency officials confirmed that 25 people died, 13 were rescued, and 14 remain missing.
Exactly around 7:48 to 8 o'clock p.m., we received a distress call from our local emergency responders that there was a boat mishap conveying people from Guri local government area in Jigawa State, specifically Ajiani community, to Garbai in Guru local government area in Yobe State. So when we received the news, we learned that already the boat has capsized and there was need for emergency rescue. So of course, security agencies, the local government, the community volunteers, they are the first responders, while we mobilize our team from the neighboring LGA, local emergency management committees from the neighboring LGAs to go and join.
To Allah da ikonsa ba a samu masu ceto ba, sai da akwai mutum ɗaya da ya je kamun kifi.
They did not receive help early on. Fortunately, a fisherman who had gone out to fish heard their screams and raised the alarm. He made several calls. Rescue teams arrived between 1 and 1:30 a.m. We were able to rescue about 13 people, but sadly, we lost the others. We continued waiting and searching and gradually recovered 17 bodies.
These victims were ordinary people, traders, farmers, commuters traveling on a route they use regularly.
Our team moved immediately, and through the night up to the morning, with the help of the LGA and other community volunteers, Nigerian Red Cross, security agencies, we intensified the search. So in the morning, we realized that the passengers on board are 52, and we started counting losses as early as 6-7 a.m.
That same night, this place was filled with people, male and family of victims.
So far, we have recorded 29 deaths, and 13 people were rescued, reviewed in the hospital, and discharged. From the deep dive assessment and reports we have on ground, there are still some missing persons, about 8 to 10.
This tragedy is part of a broader pattern across Nigeria's inland waterways. Over the past few years, several boat accidents have claimed dozens of lives in different regions, often involving overloaded vessels and inadequate safety measures. The repeated nature of this incident suggests systemic issues, not isolated misfortune.
The key challenges we have seen is negligence in terms of the abiding by rules by the canoe operators. It happens around 7:48. That means they have left the neighboring community much late. And by law, every time it's 6 p.m., no sailing should be on waterways. So by 7 p.m., they left in the night after the close of sailing. 2, there was an overloading in the boat. And 3 there was not a single life jacket. So that has compounded the whole challenge, and it has increased the risk of capsizing of the boat.
Most river transport in rural Nigeria relies on wooden boats. These boats are often handmade and maintained through repeated patching. They were not designed for modern demand or heavy loads.
Jirgin mu akwai wanda yake ɗaukar mutum 50 ma a wannan bakin ruwan. Amma a wannan ranar Allah da iko shi gaba ɗaya mutanen da aka ɗauka mutum 30 ne.
Our ships can take up to 50 passengers, but on this day it was carrying just 38 passengers. But it was already destined that the incident will happen, and some people are saying we carried bags of potash. That is not true. They were just bags of chaff, and that is not enough to capsize the boats. Even on small boats, we can take about 5 bags. Talk more of just 2 bags of chaff in a large boat.
Boat operators and passengers frequently admit to overloading, especially during market days, festive seasons, and harvest periods.
The boat is usually overloaded, and the boat is already old.
So when they are coming in the river, the boat initially has been taking maybe 20 to 30 persons for it to be full. But at that time they do overload, where they're supposed to carry 30 or 20 people, they come carry 39 to 40.
Muna tunanin da wanda ya zamto cewa suna da rai da wanda suka rasu a cikin wannan jirgi dai mutum.
We are assuming that the total number of people inside that boat were about 40. People are saying they are up to 50 and all sorts. Truly, that's not. What we witnessed was that amount, 40. Also, we lack working equipment. Even when such incident happens, we wouldn't be able to control it.
Regulation and safety oversight for inland waterways are the responsibility of the National Inland Waterways Authority. At state level, the Ministry of Transport is expected to enforce standards and ensure compliance. In Nguru, however, those agencies are largely absent.
As government, we can't continue blaming the victims. We live and wake up and do the right thing and improve on where we think we can improve. And one of the measures His Excellency Governor Elaboni has taken is to ensure that the rescue has been intensified to recover bodies whether dead or alive, and ensure that befitting burial has been given to the families. And that has been done for the bodies that have so far been rescued.
What we need from the leaders is, at least when passengers come, supposed to be there is an authority that will say, at least if the boat at least will take 10 to 20 people, supposed to be the number of the people that anybody will take is limited, is specified. There is at least anyone wear the life jacket.
You is to sensitize them, let them own it, let them know the consequences, let them see the implications of doing ABCD and the benefit of avoiding ABCD. So these are things that we do, and these have been already initiated plans. Our departments are implementing that, discussing with our partners from the United Nations organizations, come in and keen and support and make sure that we didn't create a gap in ensuring that the community have won the process. Next week will be a market day. They will still go to market in Jigawa State. And God forbid, if we didn't act fast, there will be risks of putting our people on a boat without life jacket, and this is avoidable, and we'll inshallah avoid it.
For communities along the river, water transport supports livelihoods. Fish and agriculture depend on river access. Traders use boats to reach markets. Students cross rivers to attend school. When water transport stops, the economy stops. The river is a major crossing point because there is no bridge, and people rely on boats every day to travel, trade, and access basic services.
I have an intimate friend that also became late during this accident. Also with someone I attended same primary school with. He also died. We are seeking for help from the government, governor of the state and chairman to bring us ease regarding this water transportation, even if it is a life jacket, that when you fall inside the water, you can help yourself out.
They should provide us better modernized boats. The ones that are faulty are wooden, so we can continue our business with other towns.
The question asked, those and the government, whether they capture such places and the budget for bridges since the inception of democratic rule. Are these people not part of the electorate in Yobe and Jigawa State? Over the last 25 years, is there no resources on the coffers of the government? Why has nothing been built for this community?
The government have almost everything. If you see people going into the water, it's with the intention to catch fishes. The origin of this place, it's for fishermen or hunters and farmers. We've never witnessed this much incidents.
I am sending my condolences to life lost as a result of the accident that happened in Adiani to Garibi. May God forgive the life lost.
Residents say the risk is not only real, it is repeated. What they want is not just reassurance, but real changes that make daily travel safer. The river remains a lifeline for communities like Unguru, but the recurrent pattern of waterway accidents shows that the current system is not sustainable. The question is not whether people will continue using the river, but whether they will be able to travel safely.
This is Political Arena on S24 television. Welcome back from that break. I am your host, Abubakar Turaki. As President Bola Ahmed Tinubu marked his third year in office, many Nigerians are reflecting on the country's progress, challenge, and the future of leadership ahead of 2027 general elections. The 2027 election will be another important moment for Nigerians to decide the kind of leadership they want. Citizens will be looking for a president who can address the issue of security, improve the economy, create jobs, and unite the country at large. Today, we will be discussing the quality, vision, and leadership styles Nigerians should consider when choosing their next president in 2027. I am joined by a public analyst, Dr. Akin Pahunda. Doctor, welcome to Political Arena on S24 Television.
Thank you very much for having me. Good day to you viewers.
It's a pleasure to Doctor for the first time. So, Doctor, recently the government of President Bola Ahmed Tinubu and the APC mark 3 years in office. How can you assess the quality of leadership under this APC as a Nigerian and as a public analyst?
When you get to position without preparation, mentally, psychologically, you are not sure of your job profile, job content. We cannot be where we are now. The president, on the day he resumed the duty, just says subsidy gone. It was not based on some panel that have prepared a blueprint on if I remove subsidy,
what is going to happen?
What is happening next? And then milestones and things to be done. It was not specified, just a slogan. When you run a whole country by a slogan, what are you going to get? And the meaning of it's so unfortunate that we don't even know the meaning of the word that we use. Okay, this week now, President Tinubu said he approved 1,000 forest guards.
To rescue.
What is the meaning of a guard? You guard a property that is under safety. Property have been looted already. You're not appointing guard.
So it's beyond the approval?
No, they thought the term guard. What are they guarding now? People are already been taken away.
This place.
If you guarded the people in the last 1 year, people will not be able to even come and take anybody away. So the idea of using guard is a misnomer. Do you understand what I'm trying to say?
Yeah, I understand you are heading to.
It is now salvage crew that's supposed to appoint, not a forest guard.
Doctor, from what you are saying, you are totally disenchanted with the level of how this government is operating virtually in all aspects of security.
Think we're talking about for 2 years now, state police. Some governors were pulled, national. They do something. They appointed a committee under DSU now to produce a blueprint. What does it take? There have been so many commissions, but the bottom line is that it will appear to me and to Nigerians that the president does not want to any state police. He wants to be in control of the police as a means for him to prosecute the next election. It doesn't show that he has sincerity of purpose. I must say with respect. It's just playing with words. They are doing reform. Reform what? Reform with debts. A normal human being will live within your means.
Okay,
why
doctor,
are you going to be borrowing?
Sorry to cut you short, Doctor. What lessons should Nigerians learn from the current administration ahead of 2027 elections?
There is no lesson to be learned. We are just marooned. We are now maybe 12 presidential candidates
from different political parties.
So small enclaves. Tinubu is already won. He has already won because he has 31 governors to disperse money. People are.
So if you are talking of, we saw what happened at 2020, how the incoming president lost the election was former President Jonathan.
There were two serious parties then. Now we have one party and then 15 cronies that can have no organic relationship with the people. See the primaries now. They are just bots. They are just counting 140, 200, 1,000. Is that democracy? So they call it the same people. These are the political class in the country. They all have the same tendency. The tendency is for them to just take over our affairs, loot our system, buy SUVs, borrow money. Okay, we have 3 budgets now. Which budget is Nigeria operating? None. Who is talking about education? The 2 loan. You gave loan now to students. When they finish, how would they get jobs? Where are the factories?
Null fund.
Yeah. You take 5-year loan, you are now paying almost 3 million.
And they made a statement now, everybody can have access to school.
School for what? The people who have got the school, have they gotten jobs now? The people have got to school, who even paid their own money.
Well, the federal government have been advocating for a paradigm shift from depending on degree to skills.
Which skills? Do they have skill centers anywhere? You see, at university now, 304 universities all doing business admin, economics, literature. They are not doing technological skills. If you are trained now as a software engineer, where is the job? Where is the job? All government companies have been sold up and killed. Ajakuta is dead. Iwope is dead. Jeba Mill is dead. What is there? There is no avenue for you to get jobs at all. No avenue at all. No avenue. Inflation has ravaged.
So you mean Nigeria is actually on a ticking time bomb?
Well, human nature, we are resilient. We are surviving. We will continue surviving. We're in survival mode for many, many years to come. We're just surviving. I mean, somebody living on minimum wage now. Even you're a director, you are being paid 300,000 per month, and you are paying rent 4 million per annum. You're just surviving. We are stressed. Everybody is stressed. You are buying petrol at 1,400 naira. A full tank is 80,000. Petrol alone, at least one tank a week. You have 300,000 petrol.
So let's shift a little bit from politics and speak on security. We recently saw how the southern part of the country was being under attack. We saw attack in places like Oyo, Kwara. Do you think that it has a political reason behind that attack?
No, it's everything, no single factor. But you must know that the last 3-4 years started from Borno. It came to Kaduna, it came to Benue, then it came to Niger, then it came to Kwara, then it came to Oyo, to Ekiti, it's going to Lagos. So the whole country will be enveloped. Once you have wound and you don't treat it, it will become septic. You understand? Basically, Nigeria was wounded from Borno State, northeast, and the wound is been...
It has engulfed the entire country.
Yeah, and we have been saying state police, no state police, state police.
So, Doctor, what can you say about the strong delegation that was sent by the president and 1,000 forest guards?
It's fake delegation. You bring Bayamila with Agbada, with security advisor with full white dress.
Doctor, we saw the strong delegation which comprises of Minister of Defense, National Security Advisor, Chief of Staff to the President, presidential aides, and many more.
It's the fake way we run our system, just for opportunity. You need to send only a colonel who knows what to do. You need to rescue people who are in the forest. At most, you send a colonel quietly to go and deal. What is Babamila doing with Abada, with white dress, spotless? They are not interested in solving problems.
But Doctor, taking a step forward.
No, that is a step backward, because okay, they have gone now and they've come back. The captives they are now 2 weeks in captivity. What is the of people going? It's just delegation to go and show off that Tinubu is serious. As I said, a colonel with equipment to detect where people are being held hostage is what you need to send there to rescue. Is when Miller go to on their rescue mission? No, they are to shake the hand of the Shaw Gomoshaw and cry with the people like Makinde for your state, and then what?
So the families need more than sympathy.
They don't listen, produce results. For the opportunity to say you are hugging somebody who is distressed, who are not eating.
Okay, Doctor, due to time, as someone that has worked in this country, you saw the leadership of Obasanjo, Eradua, Jonathan, Buhari, and now President Bola Ahmed Tinubu. Ahead of 2027, what message do you have for Nigerian youth in in ensuring they vote for the credible person that can salvage this country?
Voting, a cycle of coronation of leaders, recycling of leaders since 1999 is a journey to nowhere.
It's a journey to nowhere.
To nowhere, unless we change the structure that enables somebody to be the winner take all. 800 billion naira and gave it to Hope Uzodinma to keep.
Doctor, these are all allegations.
But it's not been a government. If something happened today, tomorrow you will quickly deny it.
Thank you so much, Doctor. I have to draw the curtain of this show.
Thank you.
It's really a pleasure speaking to us here on S24, and I believe we are going to send you for the invitation.
Thank you very much. Thank you. Pleasure.
Thank you so much for speaking to us here on S24. Nigeria is the only country we have. We must take decisive measures in keeping our country safe and governable. And that is all what we have on S24 Political Arena. Stay tuned for our S24 documentary. Bye for now.
Youth are supposed to be united and focused in the sense that we're the leaders of tomorrow. In fact, we're the leaders of today.
No more tomorrow.
But our testing ground is this particular council. If we cannot manage a youth council, how could we be trusted with the nation?
Hello and welcome to Future Mind, your weekly deep dive into policies, politics, and the people shaping Nigerians' future. My name is Emir Osman Adam, and I'm your host for this amazing show. Today we'll be looking at the issue of the NYCN, which is National Youth Council of Nigeria, and the factional leadership that has evolved in it. Due to that factional leadership, the federal government has to step in and create an interim committee that will manage the affairs of the organization, from creating leadership to forming partnership and discussing issues that will promote the Nigerian youth forward. I'm here with the interim committee chairman, who will be introducing himself in person of.
My name is Barrister Buhari Ibrahim Shehu. I am the interim management committee chairman of the NYCN.
I want us to discuss and see how will the IMC manage the affairs of the council, which is for 1 year, organize leadership elections, how will you collaborate with the Ministry of Youth and other ministries to see that overall the goal is to promote youth participation or the welfare of Nigerian youth in general. How do we even get to this place we are in? What's the rollout that made NYCN become this functional within years?
Okay, as you rightly observed, NYCN used to be united front for Nigerian youth, where policies that affect the youth directly or indirectly have been championed by the council, where the council between the Nigerian youth and the government, where several organizations have been affiliated to work hand in hand with the NYCN. Unfortunately, I may say due to natural greed.
Should we call it personal interest?
Personal interests, yeah. And human desires. A lot of problems erupted, wherein we have factional leaders, each one claiming to be the president of the NYCN. This problem does not stop at the national level, but goes down to state levels, where state chapters of the NYCN also have factions. You have this particular chairman, another chairman, another chairman. Unfortunately, an event happened in one of the countries where a youth program is going on, and Nigeria's president of the council was called upon and 3 people
stood up.
emerged.
Exactly.
Yes, and that was an international embarrassment for Nigeria.
And I think the minister had to interfere before one person was allowed to represent.
So you see, it doesn't give a good image of the youth.
Yeah.
It doesn't give a good image of Nigeria.
The country itself.
Sure.
Exactly.
So youth are supposed to be united and focused in the sense that we're the leaders of tomorrow. In fact, we're the leaders of today.
Yes, no more tomorrow.
Today. But our testing ground is this particular council. If we cannot manage a youth council, how could we be trusted with the nation? So there are a lot of this leadership crisis and constitutional aberrations where the constitution is being manipulated. Each president or each acclaimed president changes the constitution as his own whims and caprices to suit his own interests and to suit his desires. So this has become a very serious problem that threatens the very existence of the council itself.
And I think that's the reason the IMC come in.
Yes.
And that is where you're playing your role as the chairperson.
So to solve these problems, there is need to come in. So there are a lot of petitions and counter petitions being tabled to the Minister for Youth Development, and he presented them to the Corporate Affairs Commission, who registered all corporations in Nigeria. And if you look at sections 8, sub 1, C and D of the Companies and Allied Matters Act, you see that the Registrar General is given the powers to serve as a supervisor for all registered institutions. And where there is this kind of problems, he is empowered to withdraw the certificate and set aside the trustees and put in an interim management committee that will steer the affairs of any such organization before stabilizing it and doing the necessary thing. So we are brought on board with a mandate that first and foremost, we should manage the affairs of the NYCN for a period of 1 year. Secondly, we should look at the constitution of the NYCN and see where there are lapses and loopholes, make amendments, and then conduct free, fair, and all-inclusive elections.
From the moment you were called the chairman of the interim committee, definitely there are people that might see it as something necessary, and others might see it as you interfering in the affairs of the organization, of the council exactly. How do you handle those particular critics?
So far, I received a whole lot of goodwills at various levels, various organizations, both private and public. Factually, I have not received any condemnation so far.
That's good.
I have not received any condemnation. I have been receiving words of advice, guidance from senior stakeholders in the council. And based on this, we are very, very much optimistic that even though we may not say everybody will like the decision, but so far, it has been accepted as a welcome development.
NYCN is very good with controversy when it comes to elections. As the chairman of the interim committee, what are you trying to see? Like, maybe if you're to come up with any election, what are the concrete mechanisms you think you put in place for a free, fair, and transparent process?
You see, elections naturally come with their problems.
Sure.
But with proper arrangements, be fair and giving each and every aspirant a level playing ground, I'm very sure we will succeed in giving up free, fair elections. So on our part, this is just like less than 2 weeks after our inauguration, but we have kick-started. We have an election preparation committee on ground. We will inaugurate them very soon so that they will look at what is obtainable, what is the problem on ground, and then how do we achieve a free, fair election for the NYCN. Taking cue from other national bodies like Ghana and other countries, we take from them and see how we conduct free and fair election for the NYCN.
Problem altering the constitution of the council.
Yes.
Like, is there anything done to agree to their earlier suggestion. I know it wasn't suggestion, but let's look at it as a suggestion of increasing the age limit from 35 to 40, or is not something that will be considered?
You see, it is something that we consult. We'll do a lot of consultations. If it will serve the interest of Nigeria for it, if it won't, then we'll have to look for a better alternative.
The Nigerian youth will be seeing it as like 35 is very limited, because so many of the youths will not even be starting to understand what exactly are they going to put on the table, or what exactly are they going to
I don't think that is
an excuse.
Yes, it is not. Because if at it, we have leaders at 21, 27, we have seen there's a difference between 35 and 40. Five.
That is a big number.
It's a big number, but if what a 40-year-old man will do, a 35-year-old person can also do.
Sure.
They are still within the same bracket. So it all depends on the mindset. It depends on the preparedness of the person in issue. Age, to me, age does not matter.
There are reports of like internal crisis, or let me say internal resistance, from some former council executives who are like feeling sidelined.
Okay.
Like that IMC can look into it and bring them on board, so that they will feel, okay, this is not a biased committee that are trying to bring everyone on board.
You see, naturally, people will grumble.
Sure.
Naturally, somebody will feel, oh, they are doing with this one, they're not doing this. But at the level of the IMC, we have no friend, we have no enemy. Each and everyone is our friend. And we are not after who you are, but we're after what you will offer. Our interest is, let's get it right this time around. Let's make NYCN great again. So whoever has something to offer, please, our doors are absolutely open. Somebody chatted me on Facebook and make some valuable observations. I drew him. I made him part of a particular committee that we are intending to inaugurate, because from his points, I've seen that he is willing to
help. He has something to contribute.
So anybody who wishes to help, who wishes to contribute, is an open thing.
One of your major responsibilities is creating partnership, as I mentioned, with ministries, not just the Ministry of Youth, because at the forefront of NYCN is youth empowerment. And as the IMC chairman, you still have a long way to go. We're talking about, like, you haven't even covered 0.5 of the 10 we want to hold on to. 1 year is a long time. But like, if we look at it from the point of view of we're in Nigeria, we have the largest number, youth are the largest. What are you trying to put in place to bring forth the youth empowerment, like at the forefront of this committee?
Okay, you see, as I've said earlier, we have received a lot of goodwill. We went for a particular program last week, and we met with the DG Smedan, DG Sek, the director of Nigeria Youth Academy, and many other MDS. And they have given us their weights that we should come up with anything that will impact on the youth. They are willing and ready to partner with us. If a medical doctor friend met me, he sent me a proposal of how Nigerian youth will benefit from medical outreaches and what have you. So, and we are just like 2 weeks old. So all these things are where we have to get prepared, face them at once. We already have our working plan, which is subject to approval by members of the IMC. So once we roll out those programs, I'm telling you, Nigerian youth will surely know that within this 1 year, they will benefit a lot. They will bring a lot of programs that will impact directly on the lives of Nigerian youth.
Finally, as your 1 year mandate run its course, what would success look like for you? And would you like this interim committee to be remembered in the history of Nigerian youth leadership?
Definitely. People are saying 1 year, 1 year. For us at the committee, we will try as much as we can not to even reach 1 year. So that by 6 months, 7 months, if we're able to carry out our assignment before then, we'll go back to our normal engagement out there.
And what is that normal engagement?
All of us have our work, all members of the committee. Like me, I'm a private legal practitioner and also a law teacher. And some of the members are also classroom lecturers in various institutions. Others are we all have what we are doing.
What you're doing, exactly.
Yes. So our prayer is, let us carry out this mandate. We know it's not an easy task.
It's not.
It's not an easy task, but we seek the cooperation of all Nigerian youth so that we achieve this mandate and hand over a strong and united youth council for Nigerians.
I'm 100% sure, like, the factions will watch this. I would love you to, like, pass a message for unity, peace, and progress in a minute.
As I've said earlier, we have no enemies. Faction, whichever one you come from, I do not know any of the faction leaders personally. Personally, I have never had contact with any of them at any time, anywhere. So each and every one of the factions belong to us. Let us come together and set the record straight and move on.
We do something in S24. It's called rapid fire. I don't want to put you on a hot spot, but I'll ask you 3 questions and you must answer it.
What if I don't have an answer?
No, you will definitely look for an answer. It's definitely...
You know, in court, you answer yes or no.
Yeah. So here, you will answer, you pick one out of it. Okay. Politics or business? Why? How does politics cover business, Barista?
If we don't have nice policies made by politicians, then
I see what you did here. You're using your law on me. Election or appointment?
Elections.
Election or appointment?
Election.
Election or appointment?
Election.
Okay, I see what you did here. Thank you so much for watching Future Minds. You had a conversation around NYCN and the interim committee that has been appointed by the federal government. And one of the invention is to control controversy within the NYCN. We are youths. We are trying to see how we can put ourselves at the forefront of leadership in the country. But the way things are going in NYCN, I want to say I'm not seeing a brighter future for the youth. We just have to put it at the back of our mind, like we must bring in unity. We must understand that we need peace, and progress must be something we are looking forward to. That is one thing that will keep us going, and that is something that will make sure the youth are always remembered in governance. This is S24 TV. My name remains Samira Osman Adam. Thank you for watching.
Hello, my name is John Coster, founder of the Conflict Memory Education Centre, an independent museum based in Leicester, United Kingdom. My vision was to create 10 documentary archives that focus on recent wars and periods of political violence. Each one tells human stories behind global events that continue to shape our world. The aim is educational, offering material that helps people understand the lived experience of those affected by conflict and how these experiences connect to wider historical developments. The Conflict Memory Education Centre supports both formal and informal education. All material is made available for use in workshops, academic courses and exhibitions. Through film, audio recordings and new media, we open conversations about complex histories and their ongoing relevance. In this short explainer video, I'd like to introduce our latest archive, Palam, which means bridge in both Sinhalese and Tamil. Palam explores the civil war of Sri Lanka and its long aftermath, presenting personal stories of survival, loss, and the search for reconciliation. It begins by examining the historical and political roots of the conflict, including colonial legacies, post-independence tensions, and the rise of Tamil militancy. It then traces the course of 26 years of war, from the violence of Black July in 1983 to the war's final stages in 2009, through the voices of civilians who lived through it. The archive also addresses atrocity, accountability, and human rights, investigating the issue of missing persons and the long struggle for truth and justice. Finally, it considers the aftermath and reconstruction period, documenting the human cost of displacement, the challenges of rebuilding, and the ongoing impact on Sri Lankan society. Through these themes, Palam reflects on how individuals and communities continue to live with the memories of war and how the act of remembering itself is part of healing. By developing the Conflict Memory Education Centre documents conflict from a community perspective. Each archive is a collaborative effort and remains open to further contributions and partnerships. So far, we've created 5 archives: Afghanistan, Iraq, Ukraine, Chechnya, and one here in Nigeria called Hadari, or Dark Cloud, in partnership with S24 television. Also, by the end of the year, we'll be launching 4 additional archives: Pakistan, Cambodia, Rwanda, and Latin America. If you'd like to contribute or collaborate, please get in touch. Thank you for watching.
Do you remember Stella Obasanjo? She was Nigeria's first lady and the wife of former President Olusegun Obasanjo. In 2005, she died in Spain after complications from cosmetic surgery at a private clinic in Marbella. A Spanish court later convicted a surgeon in connection with the case, citing medical negligence, a reminder that surgical outcomes depend heavily on professional standards, proper monitoring, and ethical medical practice. But this conversation is bigger than one person. Every year, millions of people around the world undergo cosmetic procedures such as liposuction, tummy tucks, Brazilian butt lift, and breast augmentations. Some individuals pursue these surgeries for legitimate health or reconstructive reasons after significant weight loss, childbirth, injury, or to correct medical conditions. However, a large portion of cosmetic surgery today is driven by aesthetic and fashion, the desire to match trendy body types popularized by celebrities, influencers, and social media culture. In today's entertainment industry, cosmetic enhancement can feel less like a personal choice and more like an unspoken requirement. Many celebrities appear to go to extreme lengths to achieve exaggerated curves, ultra slim waist, sculpted jawlines, or ageless skin. In some cycles, it can seem as though you cannot compete, trend, or remain visible without upgrading your appearance. For some public figures, transformation becomes part of branding, a marketing strategy that fuels attention, engagement, and relevance. Dramatic before and after reviews often generate headlines, sponsorship, and social media buzz. The danger is that these highly curated images set unrealistic standards for everyday people. What is often presented as natural beauty may involve multiple procedures, strict maintenance, editing, lightning, and filters. The full story, the risk, the recovery pain, the complications, the revision is rarely shared as loudly as the glamorized result. The problem behind this decision is powerful. Beauty standards shift quickly, but the emotional drive to keep up remains constant. Social media amplifies surgical enhanced bodies without transparency about maintenance, medical supervision, or digital alteration. Beauty is diverse. Trends fade. Surgical complications can last a lifetime. Health should never be sacrificed for visibility, validation, or virality.
A new tech frontier is emerging, and it's not Silicon Valley, it's Africa. Across the continent, startups are solving problems that global giants ignored. In 2024 alone, African startups raised over $3.5 billion, defying global venture slowdowns. Venture capital funding grew by 14% last year, led by fintech, logistics, and clean energy innovators. In Nigeria, digital payments are transforming commerce. In Kenya, mobile money now serves over 90% of adults. In Rwanda, drones deliver blood to remote hospitals. It's a tech boom built on necessity, not luxury, but challenges remain. Only 43% of Africans have internet access, and unreliable power still stalls progress. Global investors are watching, but they are also cautious, calling for better regulations and infrastructure stability. Still, there's a quiet revolution on the continent, and it's not powered by oil or aid, but by imagination. The question is no longer whether Africa can innovate, it's whether the world is ready for Africa's innovation.
Hello and welcome to Creative Pulse on S24 television, where we celebrate the thinkers, dreamers and doers in the creative industry and its future. Today, our spotlight is on a young creative whose journey proves that art and activism can coexist beautifully. We're having Ali Mamalawan, whose pen name is Ali Lawan, here in the studio today. And let me say, we're diving into what took Ali Lawan to the creative world and what was his inspiration. Ali, thank you for coming and welcome to Creative Pulse. It's a pleasure having you here.
Thank you for having me.
I am very sure viewers will love to know who Ali Lawan is and what he does.
My name is Ali Malon. I am a writer, an advocate, and sometimes spoken word artist. I studied accounting at Scala University, Nigeria, and I'm into I'm into leadership. I'm a 2024 LMI fellow and a global shaper. So that's pretty much.
Okay, he studied accounting. He's a spoken word artist, a writer, an activist, and a youth leader. If you listen, he mentioned he was a fellow of the Legislative Mentorship Initiative. If I could recall, he served as a clerk in your parliament.
That's correct.
That's 2024?
2024,
exactly.
Yes.
Thank you for coming. Let's go deep into what you do and your journey. You launched your debut novel the day you were graduating.
Yes.
It's both symbolic and let me say, inspiring. But would love to know what made you have that thought that, okay, I'm graduating today, let me release this book today. And if I am sure, the name of the book is Tears on a Red Rose. Exactly. So what was your inspiration? What made you think this is the right time for me to release that book? What was going on in your mind on that day, and how did the moment shape your creative journey?
Okay, so firstly, the inspiration of the book was a trip. We had come to Abuja with my family, and it was New Year, and it was the first time, a boy from Yusufari and then living in Kano coming to Abuja for New Year, and there was fireworks. So we were all staying up late, to watch the fireworks, and I remember I was writing exercise, and it wasn't even. I wanted to write a book about family, and it somehow ended up being about two sisters who just went on a roller coaster journey to find each other. And I can say that the timing for the book itself, the plan for publishing the book, it was supposed to come earlier than
your graduation.
The graduation, because I wrote the book in JSS 3, so it took 3 years between finishing the book and actually publishing the book. I remember the plan for having it launched on my graduation was actually suggested by one of my teachers, Mr. Show, my tutor teacher. I showed him the book. He was so excited, and he was like, "We have to lodge here in the school on the graduation."
We cannot allow that cool talents to leave school premises. And if I can say, you've told us the inspiration behind Tears on a Red Rose. How do you see storytelling as a tool for social political change? As a young activist or a young leader?
I think storytelling is present in almost everything we do in the political space, climate change. We just have different forms, and people struggle to understand certain forms of it. But when you come down to art and literature and that kind of storytelling, it's something that a lot of people can connect with. It's kind of like social media. There are billions of people on social media because everyone knows how to operate a phone and handles notifications and etc. So when a lot of people connect with something, it automatically becomes a platform that can be used to shape their lives and push policies and effect positive change. So I see storytelling playing a very big role in that aspect.
Move between literature, spoken word, and activism seamlessly. Like sometimes if I see you doing something, I'll be like, oh, that is doing well. But how do you balance creativity with advocacy?
So it's creativity has always been a part. It has been there since I was young, and I do understand the sometimes you get I think the term for it is there's really no balance. Balance is a myth. So sometimes it all depends on the time. Sometimes you're in the creative space, sometimes you're high on muse and you're writing, sometimes advocacy calls you and you are at a boy child conference or you're at a global shaper meeting. So I think you just have to sometimes go with the flow, but try to always carry along the identities that shape you and the identities that you want to present to the society and the identities that matter to your goals.
Let's go to your journey through leadership, please. You are a co-lead at Peace Nigeria. And sometimes, you know how leadership is. There is policy, there's policy engagement, there is leadership approach, and there is you as a creative. What is in that like leadership focus, the policy and the creative life?
So I think one thing that connects all this is just the desire to help make an impact, and that's present in all three. With creativity, you can do that with telling stories, with policies, with advocacy. It's all about the people. It's all about making a positive impact, and I think that's what we are trying to do in Pace Nigeria as well, especially with young people. So they are coming up and they also want to give back to their societies and create a positive impact. We are in a pivotal point in Nigeria where we really need people to give back instead of just taking. We had independence recently. Okay, what has the lead where have you contributed to your country? So I think that's what connects all these three. It's a contribution.
In every career, there is challenges. And the challenge in creative industry, I think, is something that shows on people's face. What was your challenge and like how do you navigate through it?
So one of the challenges is that people say, okay, who will read your books? People don't read, they don't take literature seriously, but I really did not put much focus on that. I think one of the main things is you have to trust in your craft. Of course, one of the major challenges you face starting off is finding an environment. So I started off the journey very lonely. I started off alone and very young. There were not many creatives around me. I was just, dabbling. But now we have a lot of platforms. Then they were very minimal. But now we have a lot of platforms. You see people, CapFest, Hibaf, FLP. The creative space is kind of booming now. So yeah, that challenge is kind of being addressed in a way. And I think one of the challenges I also faced is where to go in terms of poetry and prose. So a lot of people know me as a poet, but actually I started prose first. I started prose very, very young. But now, because poetry has this spotlight and it's fast, you can write a poem in a minute, you can perform it in a few minutes, you're trending. But it takes you almost 6 years to write a book or a novel.
I know someone might be asking, what's the difference between what's the difference between poetry and a prose? I don't think. Do you mind highlighting?
Sure. So when we say prose writing, we're essentially talking about books, novels, a story that is with characterization, with setting, and everything. Poetry is a sort of compressed form of language that has brevity and has stanzas. So it can appear on a page, it can be a few lines, but it's deep, it's the kind of language that really touches you. But prose, we're talking pages of stories. So I think one of the challenges is carrying along these two and identifying myself with the
Like, let me put it in a way, like identity crisis. Yeah, where do you want to be identified? Are you a prose writer or you're a poetry writer?
Exactly.
And I think here I want to ask you, as the creative industry is evolving, there are people you definitely have been looking up to right from childhood to date. I want you to mention 3 that you think, okay, these are the most influential people I think have shaped my path as a writer and a change maker.
Okay, so in the creative industry,